The territory stretching from Almaty to Lake Balkhash is called the country of seven rivers. The largest and most affluent of them is the Ili River that starts in China and flows west where it reaches the fresh and saltwater Lake Balkhash. There are 6 more large rivers: Karatal, Bian, Aksu, Lepse, Baskan, Sarakand, and 800 more mountain streams coming from the glaciers of the Jungar Alatau to the west and from the mountain slows of the Jungar Alatau to northwest. The land of the 7 rivers, or Semirechi as they call it, is almost a flat land near the Jungar area. In southeast, this area is imbounded by the Jungar Alatau, in the south by the ranges of the northern Tian Shan, in the north by Lake Balkhash, in the northeast by the lakes Sasakol and Alakol. The modern Kazakh name for this massif is Jetasu Alatau, which is derived from the word Jetasu, a Kazakh word which means 7 rivers. Jungar, Jetasu, and the Semirechensky Alatau are different names for the same chain of mountains along the border of Kazakhstan and China. Only the northern and northwestern parts of this mountain system are on the territory of the Republic of Kazakhstan, along with their multiple spurs of various length and size. The total length of the mountain range is 450 kilometers, with its maximum south to north width reaching more than 120 kilometers. These places attract travelers, tourists, and extreme sports athletes. Mountaineers climb here, mountain tourists make their hikes of various difficulties, water tourists raft down the rivers, off-roaders organize their marathons, explore the mountain roads on off-road vehicles, four-wheelers, and motorcycles. The four-wheeler tour actually starts from the forest ranger station, where the travelers switch from off-road vehicles to four-wheelers and dash off to the snow peaks. To reach the four-wheeler starting point, you need to cover 200 kilometers along a road leading from Almaty over the Arharle Pass and get to the town of Sarozek. Then you need to turn towards the Kogale settlement. After 40 kilometers, you will reach the banks of the most beautiful mountain stream, Koksu. The Jungar Alatau is a whole mountain system consisting of 2 parallel high-elevation mountain chains, the northern and the southern, and several secondary ones. In turn, each one of the 2 general folds consists of several parallel mountain ranges of different length and height: Karatau, Baskantau, Toksanbai, Bejentau, and others. The Toksanbai and Bejentau mountain ranges are connected with the main northern chain by a small connection, which is also a dividing range between the upstreams of the Koksu and Borotala rivers. The highest peaks are in the northern part and reach an elevation of 4,464 meters above sea level. Certain peaks of the main range are covered in internal snow and glaciers. Rock climbers and mountain tourists that go on hikes through the snow-covered mountaintops bring everything in their backpacks: their shelters, equipment, and food. Water tourists need a wetsuit, helmet, life jacket, and their backpack, which is wrapped in plastic, flows with them along the river. Water tourists that have fallen in love with the Jungare rivers have a saying: "Repair your sledge in the summer and your raft in the winter." This mountain system is full of streams. The gorges have the rivers Lepse, Tentek, Aksu, Karatal, Kora, but the most attractive ones for the water tourists is the Koksu River, with its rapids and whirlpools. Those who come by motorized vehicles don't have to carry their own stuff. The most important task for them is to control the road situation, watch the bumps and dents, move on wheels through the places where you wouldn't think it would be possible. Becoming one with your all-terrain vehicle, you have a chance to enjoy the surrounding view and find new memorable impressions. The Jungar Gates are represented by a narrow tectonic dent between the Jungar Alatau in the west, Birliktau and Mailetau ranges in the east, and it is located in the eastern part of the mountains. This corridor used to be a passage for the trade caravans traveling between Central Asia and China, and for many centuries the conquerors used this passage to enter the Middle Asia. This was the place when Genghis Khan commenced his marches. Archaeologists state that long before the Great Silk Road, multiple ancient tribes passed through the Jungar Gates. Multiple burial mounds are located at the foothills of the Jungar Mountains, with stone stelas and huge stone slabs dated back as far as the Stone and Iron Ages, with pictures of deer on them. Here they found the remnants of ancient towns. The Scythians, Arimaspi, and the Saka tribes passed through here. Today, the land wherein ancient caravans were traveled has a state border between Kazakhstan and China. It is also known that the Jungar Gates are a natural aerodynamic pipe, where the air pressure drops down between the steep rock walls and forms hurricane winds. This land is part of the national park. The Jungar Alatau National Park was established in order to preserve its biodiversity, including the genetic pool of the globally important wild fruit forests, with special attention paid to the restoration of apple forests and natural mountain landscapes that have special environmental, genetic, historic, and aesthetic value. The animal world of the Jungar Alatau is similar to the one of the Tian Shan. Here you can see red deer, as well as animals and birds that migrated from the Siberian taiga, like nutcracker, a bird of the crow species, pygmy shrew, Arctic hare, red-backed Jungar mouse, hamsters, field mice, and long-tailed ground squirrels, as well as the species that are endemic for these mountains, the Simirechi water lizard, or Jetesu frogmouth, the rarest of endangered species. The water lizard has teeth just like frogs, and that's how it got its name. It is included into the Red Book of Endangered Species of the International Nature Protection Union. This rare-tailed amphibian is a representative of an ancient family of amphibians that appeared during the Paleozoic era some 250 million years ago. The water lizard is cold-resistant and remains active until mid-October, when the temperature in the streams does not rise above 1 degree Celsius. Another endemic animal to this region is the Central Asian frog that lives in the Jungar Alatau and is a bit more common and can be found on the territory of the mountainous and submontane Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and China. The Central Asian frog is included into the list of endangered species of Kazakhstan, and the main factor having negative impact on its distribution and number is the warming of the region's climate. When getting higher up in the mountains on a four-wheeler, you see a stair-like relief on the mountain chains. The Jungar Alatau has spacious plateaus, resulting from wind erosion and tectonic processes. The southern areas mostly have volcanic rocks from the Carbon and Perm eras, and the central part of the mountainous area has more ancient crystal rocks. And this land rises to the highest elevations of 3,200 to 3,800 meters beyond the snow line. In a matter of one day on wheels, you can get up from a desert and a semi-desert, which are then replaced by feathergrass steppes, reach the subalpine meadows that are rich with bushes, and then at a distance you'll see islands of shrank spruce mixed with Siberian fir trees. In general, the flora of the Jungar Alatau is similar to the flora of the nearby mountain systems of the Transilli and Kungay Alatau. And if the steppes are grazed by onagers and Persian gazelles, the deserts are full of lizards, snakes, and spiders, then the land of eternal snow is inhabited by the king of the mountain, the Irbis, or snow leopard, which is included not only into Kazakhstan's Red Book, but also the International Red Book. This animal is at the brink of extinction. Kazakhstan has only 110 to 130 species left of this animal, and this has motivated the creation of the project Preservation of the Snow Leopard as a national symbol of Kazakhstan. The goal of the project is to study the living conditions of the snow leopard's population in Kazakhstan and calculate their exact number in order to set clear tasks for the preservation of their kind. A number of expeditions to the Jungar Alatau has been made during the first stage of the project, as it is the least studied area with snow leopards in the country. Sanctuaries and national parks of Kazakhstan are a real treasure for ornithological, entomological, and floristic tours. Despite the similarity of the Jungar Alatau with the nearby mountain ranges, scientists notice the distinctive features of this area, where the mountainous landscape creates larger diversity in physical and geographic conditions, and the direct orographic connection with the Altai and Western Tian Shan results in an exchange of Central Asian forest and steppe vegetation. The Jungar Alatau has over 76 endemic kinds of plants. If you are a tourist and decide to travel to Jungaria, you should know that this word appeared in written sources back in 18th century as the name of the Oirat Khanate. As a result of the complex geographic history of its formation, we have this unique landscape of this mountainous country, and today the main tourist routes pass along the largest river, Kora, Jibek, and Koksu. One of the largest and most beautiful gorges in the Jungar Alatau is the Korinsky Gorge. It starts from the coal miners' town of Tekeli and stretches for 60 kilometers deep into the mountain system. In its lower part, the gorge seems like it is squeezed by massive rocks, and this is where the river Kora gets its force. However, in places where the gorge gets wider, the river becomes more calm. There are forests around it, and centennial pines are distinguished by their slenderness. The green fir trees have their paws spread out with white birch trunks seen between them. Insects fly in thick swarms around the sunny meadows. Busy bumblebees, dancing butterflies, and bees are collecting the nectar. The higher you get, the harsher is the landscape. In high elevation plateaus, you can see small waterfalls where mountain sheep, roe deer, brown bears, wolves, and foxes come to drink. The road from Tekeli over the Kapalski uphill road takes at least 5 hours across a difficult mountain road. But you forget all those difficulties once you see and hear the largest waterfall in Central Asia, the Burhan Bulak. The Burhan Bulak is the right tributary of the Kora River and consists of 4 cascades with a total height of 168 meters. At the same time, you can see only 3 cascades that have a height of 112 meters. The 4th cascade can be seen after you climb up the mountain path. In the middle of the summer, when the glaciers start to melt, the flow of the waterfall becomes even stronger. Water is sent splashing for hundreds of meters, and even on the hottest days, the greenery around it shines with an emerald glow. In the winter, the waterfall freezes, turning into a grand ice castle. Extreme tourism is very popular in Kazakhstan. If in the winter this is snowboarding and mountain skiing, then in the summer this is mountain biking, rafting down the river, and other leisurely activities. The Almaty region has rivers that are perfect for whitewater rafting. One can travel for several days along the wide and full Ili River to reach Lake Balkhash on float boats and rafts with sails and paddles. But whitewater rafting is a real extreme sport. When the Grand International Car Marathon, the Tenshan Trophy, was held in the Jungar Alatau, the participants got stuck with their SUVs many times in swamps formed at considerable heights. When traveling through such pristine places like the Jungar Alatau, you realize that you grow spiritually. The Jetasu brings all travelers together and is always awaiting new guests. Our film crew is getting ready for new expeditions to the spacious lands of Kazakhstan, a country with so many unique natural complexes, natural parks, and sanctuaries that even 20 vacations will not be enough to see everything by yourself. There are the Altai Mountains in the east with the Beluga Peak, with cedar forests and powerful rivers. The Mangashlak Peninsula in the west with its long history, underground mosques, and lost mountains. The lakes of northern Kazakhstan reflecting the clouds in their clear waters, the forests of the Borovoye Park stretching across the hill slopes. And in the southern territory of this unique region, in a period of just one day, you can find yourself in a 40 degrees heat of the steppes and reach the high mountains where cold air and winds reign. Our country is located in the heart of Eurasia. It is ancient and young at the same time. Its borders span from the northern Caspian shores until the eastern ranges of the Altai Mountains, from Siberia to the white peaks of the western Tian-Shan. This land is rich with kind, hospitable people who always strive to offer the best to their guests. As a farewell, you will hear wishes of a good journey, and for sure your travels will be easy, because somewhere behind you are people that wished you well from the bottom of their hearts.